Hello everyone, welcome back. We are leaving tomorrow for Christmas and we have nothing packed. I have been so busy that I have just not been able to get packing done yet. Today we've got co-op this afternoon and tomorrow we'll be leaving after lunch, so we do have all morning tomorrow to finish packing things up, but we are going to work on it a bit this morning. I've got some laundry that needs to be washed before we can pack. I just made myself another coffee. I am drinking decaf coffee now and this looks so yummy. Austin and I got these syrups at Menards the other day when we were there, and they're all sugar-free. This one is toasted marshmallow and they're really, really good. So I put some half and half, because that's what I've got in my fridge. I would normally use heavy cream, but put half and half in my cup. I warmed that up in the microwave and then I added a little bit of syrup and then I froth it with my little frother guy and then pour my coffee in. It's so good. It tastes like I went to the coffee shop, only I paid a very small fraction of the price of what it costs to go to a coffee shop. Really good. We will be getting those syrups again. That big bottle was $6, I think, and there were 4 flavors. They had hazelnut, French vanilla, they had salted caramel back there, and then the toasted marshmallow. I love toasted marshmallow syrup in my coffee. I have not had it in a very long time, so when I saw it I was like, oh, that's what I'm getting. Austin picked the caramel one, then I was like, we just need to get all of them so we can try them all and see how they taste. We have a little variety. So I'm getting the kids up, the girls are awake, I'm waiting for them to get dressed so we can wash all the clothes. And I'm gonna go start that and wake up the boys, and then we've got chores to do this morning, and we're gonna clean up dishes, clean up the schoolroom, typical things. I would like the house to be fairly clean before we leave tomorrow so that when we come home in 2 weeks, it's not a disaster area that we have to try to fit all of our stuff back into. Instead it'll just be nice and clean and we can put everything away and relax when we get home, because a long day of traveling makes you tired. Sit there all day long just to be exhausted by the time you get to your destination. Got all of our Christmas gifts wrapped. They're stacked up here, and here's some more and a few more up here, but these will go with us to Colorado. This is going to take up a lot of space in our car. We do have a little hitch thing. We probably should have brought it with us, but we forgot to bring it back from last time we were there. Probably we've got to take some empty coolers because we're bringing some meat back with us. So I will stuff a lot of those in a cooler tomorrow before we leave. That will help them not take up as much space, because I don't need to. I will have to take, so tomorrow, we're leaving tomorrow, but we won't get to Colorado till Saturday. And we've got basketball games tomorrow evening and Saturday, and then we'll stay in a hotel tomorrow night because the basketball games are like on the way to Colorado. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes to where the games are. And then from there, we'll just continue on to Colorado. So I don't have to take a lot of food with us, but I am taking some food with us. But that should fit in one of our smaller coolers. And then I can stuff all those presents into our giant cooler. But I'm gonna go get these clothes started, get our day going, get some chores done, get the kids' clothes packed up as much as we can for right now.
I feel like a little kid. I feel like a big kid.
Different stuff downstairs. On the boys' dresser is the swim bag. Put it in the swim For breakfast this morning, we had some eggs and one sausage patty left in our refrigerator, so we decided to use that up. Austin cooked up the sausage patty and some scrambled eggs, and then we rolled those into breakfast burritos for him and I. And the kids, I do not remember what they ate, whatever they could find in the fridge, so we can get our fridge cleaned out before we left. Austin and I are out. We went to the chiropractor and then went to the free food ministry. There was nothing there, so we didn't get anything for that. Now I'm sitting at the thrift store. He ran in. Kendon really needs some new shoes, and we looked at some at Walmart the other day, and he's so hard on shoes that they will just be ruined because they're just not very good quality. So we're trying to find a better brand, but we also can't pay $100 for a pair of shoes that he's going to grow out of in 6 months. So we are at the thrift store. We've already stopped at one other thrift store, didn't find anything there. Looks like he is coming out the door with no shoes. So he did find a pair online he's gonna order, and he will have them shipped to Colorado for us. But we're gonna head back home now, and I've got to get my co-op stuff ready, and the kids hopefully are about ready. They were making their lunches before we left, and then we're gonna head to co-op, and he's going to work on his sermon that he's going to be preaching the Sunday that we get to Colorado. So he'll have a good afternoon of work time with all of us out of the house. We're back from co-op. I'm starting to work on dinner now. I'm just going to make some pizza so that we can have pizza for dinner, and then maybe have enough left over for lunch tomorrow before we leave. And I'm going to use this quick rise pizza dough recipe. I have no idea where this came from, but I'm going to use that recipe. And then for my husband and I think I'm going to make some chaffles, and then I'm going to use those to put a little pizza sauce and pepperoni on top to make into little pizzas. I'm going to try that anyway. We've never done that before, so we'll see how that turns out. This pizza dough recipe is really simple to put together. It has just real basic ingredients, and you can throw it together really quickly because it doesn't have to rise. I do let the completed pizza rise on the stove top while I'm making the other ones, but I don't have to do that. I could just finish getting it all together and then throw it into the oven, and it will rise and puff up just like if it had been sitting there for a few hours to rise before baking. But this is a recipe I use often, and I do use just all-purpose flour for that. I could use some fresh ground flour, and I have before, but when I'm in a hurry like this, I just use all-purpose because it makes it a lot quicker and easier to throw together. While my dough was mixing, I went ahead and put together my chaffles. This is just egg whites and cheese, and you mix them together and then you fry them in your waffle iron. I did not do a lot of measuring. I think that was 2 cups of egg whites, and then I used up the rest of this bag of cheese, and I also added a bit more of the Colby Jack shredded cheese, and then I put in a few good big handfuls of mozzarella cheese. Normally I think recipes just call for mozzarella cheese, but I like to mix it up a little bit. And then that was it for the chaffles. And while they were cooking, I sprinkled some Italian seasoning and some garlic salt on top of them, and then I let them cook for a little while, and then I added in some pepperonis right on the top so that when I closed the waffle iron it would crisp up the pepperonis a little bit. And then we ended up dipping those in some pizza sauce, and they turned out really good. Even the kids enjoyed them, and almost all of them got eaten up. When I am making pizza dough, my dough usually turns out sticky, and I realized that when it does this, it makes a very soft dough compared to not being sticky. The dough turns out kind of dry whenever I cook the pizza, so I try not to overfill my bowl with flour when I'm mixing, and that way my dough will stay soft, and then my pizza will have softer pizza crust as well. And I do apologize, I do not have this recipe down in the description box. I am in Colorado as I'm editing this video, and I forgot to bring the recipe with me. So I will try to include it in a future video for you if you want to give it a try, but I apologize for it not being in this one. For sauce on these pizzas, I used tomato sauce, and then I sprinkled some Italian seasoning and garlic salt on top of them after I had the sauce spread out, or after I had the cheese and the pepperonis put on. But I didn't have any pre-made pasta sauce or spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce, and so I just used some plain old tomato sauce, and no one complained one bit. Turned out great. This first batch of chaffles, I overfilled the holes quite a bit. You really only need like one big scoop like that and then a smaller scoop, not that much. I put in way too much. They turned out fine. They were just all connected together because the egg had spread throughout the entire pan. So the next time I made these, I'd put a little bit less of the batter in there, and that way we had little individual pizzas. And like I said earlier, I did let these cook a little while, and then I put the pepperoni on top. I have put the pepperonis on them as soon as I put the batter into the waffle iron, and it kind of makes the egg enclose on top of the pepperoni, and I didn't want that. I wanted the pepperonis to be a little bit crunchy on the top, so I put them on after the chaffles had cooked a little while. And the kids gobbled these up. I feel like maybe they ate more of our chaffles than they did of the regular pizza, but they turned out so good. I will be making these again for sure because they're a real easy way that we can enjoy pizza night together as a family. I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.